Welcome to today's Farm Life. I'm Doug Cunningham at the 21st annual running of the Farmer Antique Tractor and Car Show, and we have the MC of the Tractor and Car Parade, Bob Jardine. Bob, you've been doing this for how long?
I've done it for 20 years. I missed the first one. I had an auction sale that Sunday, and I couldn't do it.
Okay. Well, tell me.
Then we set it up after we found out what was going on. If I was doing a Sunday sale, we didn't do a Sunday sale on this day.
Okay. Well, tell me about what you've seen and how it's grown over the years.
Well, we went, there wasn't many, I suppose 20, 30, maybe the very first year, then went on up. And then 2 years ago, I think we hit 106 or something like that, I forget. But it was around that. We had a very nice turnout. Then last year with the COVID, we went down. But this year it's back. Now there's a lot of tractors in here. We had some tractors in here. They're just, I'd call them just tractors. But we need numbers to get this going, to keep the crowd going and all. People enjoy it, and it's nice to see these old tractors. Now, some of these tractors that were in here are just project tractors. They haven't started on them yet, and some they got started on, but they brought them out, and thank God they brought them out for today because we had 100 of them, and that's a nice showing. We like to keep it up at that high or more. If there's quite a lot of history here going through the years. And some of these tractors and some of these cars, we see some of these vehicles that are highly collectible. And the last one that come through was a very collectible, was an International Scout 800 series. You don't see them, and they are highly sought after.
No, it's just nice, maybe for everyone involved, whether you're watching the parade or in the parade, to take 5 minutes and maybe just step away from the news, step away from everything, and just kind of relive your childhood.
There isn't a place better than to come on over here. The neighbors all get together, all around. You get to. Sometimes this is the only time you see them, once a year, and it's nice to see them here. It's great. We really appreciate everything that's going on here. So.
Yep, 21st annual running of the Antique Tractor and Car Show here in Farmer. I did have a chance to catch up with the gentleman that had a WD Alice Chalmers, and I tell you what, I spent a lot of hours on a WD. Let's hear that interview right now. Talking with Justin Wensloff. He's from Humboldt, South Dakota, and you're standing in front of WD, is that right?
Yep, WD Alice Chalmers.
Okay, now tell me a little about this tractor.
This was my grandpa's tractor originally. I got it, I'd suppose, about 10 years ago. I used it. I've always used it all summer, haying and stuff. Probably, I think it was in 2019, I believe. Me and my son tore it apart and repainted it ourselves. The motor in that hasn't been gone through. Just tore it apart, repainted it. Like I say, I use it raking. I've got a sickle mower I put on it, and I mow hay with it. Run an auger with it, loading corn and that.
So it's still quite the active tractor. I mean, what year is it?
It's a 1950.
1950, but still a pretty good old tractor. It looks really nice. I think your grandpa would be proud of that.
Yeah.
And it was probably important to him to keep it like that, right?
Yeah, yep. My grandpa was gone when I ended up with it. It was down at the farmyard, and my grandma was alive yet, and I bought it from her, I guess you'd say. And then, it was one of them deals that I was using it all the time anyway, and I just told her one day we were having coffee. I said, well, here, I'll just write you a check so that it's mine officially. But
you've got youngsters sitting up on the wheel well. Are they going to help you drive today?
Yeah, I believe they're probably going to think they're running the show.
Now, is this first time at the Farmer Parade?
Yes, first time I've been here.
Okay, now you said you're active in other activities around your hometown.
Yeah, we have right by Humboldt. We have a thresh and bee that I help out a lot with. With the organizing and the. I laugh. The old guys like to have it, but they make us young guys. They like to point and make us do the work.
Now you can brag a little. You told me before we started the program here that you outpull other tractors with this little guy.
Yeah, I tractor pull with it every year in the it'd be the 3,500 pound weight class. That's the lightest class we pull there, and I usually come home with the first with it. So.
So tough little guy, little orange tractor. Huh?
Yep. I had to laugh. One of my neighbors, he pulled an Oliver this year, and he's an older gentleman. And after the pull, I didn't hear how he did, and I was parking mine and whatever, and I walked by and I said, "How'd you do?" And he kind of mumbled. And that Oliver usually is pretty tough competition, and somebody told me he only went 100 feet or something, and.
Really?
And I heard that, and I was sincere. I said, "Oh, you had carburetor trouble or something?" It's probably the driver, he said, and he walked away.
But you always seem to come home. There's a lot of tractors here today. A lot of John Deeres, a lot of Ellis, a lot of Reds, a lot of Greens, a lot of cars, a lot of things. What do you think of this whole parade?
I think it's pretty neat. Like I say, I've never been here before, but a lot of people from Humboldt come over here just because it's a nice little show and a good time. And I'm usually getting ready to combine, so I have never made it, but I come this year, and yeah, it looks like a good turnout and a nice show.
If they did have a tractor pull, would you get involved here too with all the competition sitting around?
Yeah, I think I would. Like I say, I've only pulled at the threshing bee because it's a mile and a half from where I live, so I can drive all my stuff there. And I kind of got into, I'm growing some alfalfa now, so I bought a trailer, and that's part of the reason I'm here this year too. I had a way to haul it here. But I would enjoy going around to some tractor pulls around the area, just because like I say, it's a good time. I've always went locally just because I'm the guy that drives it to the show. So
the 21st annual running of the Antique Tractor and Car Show here in Farmer, South Dakota. This town comes alive the week after Labor Day every year. Make plans to attend. Remember, feel good about what you do today, because what you do today is very important. For today's Farm Life, I'm Doug Cunningham.